Good morning. We are live. I am
Hello.
so excited to be here. I feel super inspired this morning. So this is wonderful. Welcome to Conversations to Raise Vibrations. I am your host, Lisa Kelly. And as always, I'm joined by the beautiful Elvira Hopper. Good morning, Elvira.
Good morning, my love. How are you?
Great. I'm awesome this morning.
Yeah.
I'm actually fan-freaking-tastic this morning.
Yeah.
So, yes.
So am I.
Yeah, I know. We'll get into that in a minute. But if you're joining us live, thank you for joining us. We love having guests on our show, and we do engage in the comments as much as possible. So please, stick your name in the comments if you haven't given StreamYard permission to share your name. And if you're watching later, just hit hashtag replay and let us know what you loved about this show. And perhaps you know someone that could really benefit from this message today that we're about to share. So please hop over to our YouTube channel where you can like, share, and subscribe to that channel. Thank you, thank you. We are all about elevating consciousness on this planet, and one show at a time, right? That might be our new tagline, one show at a time.
Love it.
Danielle Schneider, how are you this morning?
Danielle's here.
It's been a while. I haven't seen you in a while. So beautiful. Yeah, thank you.
So good.
So this morning, Elvira and I were just, in our studio, just chatting. Of course, everyone who joins us knows that this is all done authentically and divinely inspired every single week. We don't plan this out. It's, we jump
on the fly, as we say.
Always on the fly, but it's always inspired, right?
Yes,
always inspired in spirit from spirit, whatever message spirit wants to share with us today. So I was sitting outside and I was sharing, both Elvira and I are doing the Miracle Morning with Hal Elrod. If you do not know this book, highly recommend it. Yeah. It's my second time reading it, and I've heard him speak live, and and I follow him. He's just an incredible human being. He's really such a humble human being, and really, again, to elevate consciousness on this planet. And his story is incredible too. But
oh my God. Yeah,
his story is pretty amazing. So this morning I was sitting outside. I normally have my morning routine, my Miracle Morning, and then I get up and I do my workout last. And I was about to go get up and work out, and I was journaling. Part of it is journaling, and I'm doing my journal, and I might write a page or so and whatever. Sometimes I'm inspired, sometimes I'm not. Today I wrote, I think it's maybe 12 pages in my journal, and it's the part of my next chapter of my book that I'm writing. So
nice.
I'm as I was sharing with Elvira, all this got downloaded. So we're going to just chat a little bit about some of this stuff. And when we talk about becoming the best version of yourself, right? Becoming and living your divine purpose, as Elvira likes to say, becoming aligned, authentic, and fully self-expressed. I love that.
Woohoo! The marketing's working. Yeah,
I do love it. I won't use it in my book, although sometimes I stop myself because I'm like, oh, I can't write that. That's not mine. But I do love it, right? It fits so perfect. But this morning I was sitting there and I got this download. Okay, in order to be all of those things, you first have to become awakened. Right? Mm-hmm. You have to become awakened to, holy crap, something's going on. Everybody has that moment, that aha moment, that Oprah talks about, that aha moment. Then you have to start taking radical responsibility. I'm going to get into these in a second. Mm-hmm. Radical responsibility for all the shit in your life. And that means everything. And this one's a hard pill to swallow for a lot of people. And then you want to start taking right action. Right. And I believe Dr. Shefali calls it aligned action. Mm-hmm. I'm calling it right action, just because when we're taking right action, it's right action what feels right for you in the moment. Right.
Yeah. I call it inspired action because it's coming from spirit through us. Our highest self is connected to spirit. Yeah.
Perfect. And see, they all mean the same thing. They're
the same thing, just different words.
Right? Yeah. Whatever comes through you, I think.
This is why we're all needed, because we say things differently and different people need to hear it in different ways. Yeah.
I know. But I was thinking this morning and I was writing about this, and I remember my exact awakened moment, and I bet you can remember yours as well. Mm. And my exact awakened moment was when I was sitting in my basement apartment, and somebody had given me or told me about the book, The Secret, and I knew nothing about it. I didn't know anything about the law of attraction. And this is now 23 years ago. And I started reading this book, and I was, those emojis that are like mind blown. Yeah. Like for was all over because I was literally mind blown. I had
Yeah.
no freaking idea that my thoughts created my reality. I literally
Yeah.
had no idea. I was naive.
Mhm.
I don't know. But I was walking around telling everybody that I had no money and wearing it like a badge
Mm.
of honor and telling everybody who would listen about my ex-husband, which put me
Yep.
in victim mode.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, no wonder I'm still living in the place that I'm living. No wonder my life is where it is right now. And I knew in that moment that if I didn't change it, nobody else was. Right? I
Yeah.
didn't have a
Yeah.
fairy godmother saying bippity boppity boo with her wand and come to tell me that, oh, anything you want, just wish for it and it happens. It doesn't happen like that, right? So in that step 2, I knew I needed to take radical responsibility. And that's
Yeah.
when I started to
Yeah.
meditate. I didn't know how to do it, so I learned, right? And I
Yeah.
learned how to visualize because it talks a lot about that in The Secret. And I created a vision board. And
Yeah.
that's what I did every single night before I went to bed. I did a
Yeah.
visualization and I began to manifest what I wanted to see in my life.
Yeah.
And I just took steps towards my right action.
Yeah.
And my favorite quote, and I'm putting this in my book because it is, I say this with every breath I have as often as I can. You don't have to see the whole staircase. You just have to see the first step. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is
That's
that
it.
one aligned action or
Yeah.
inspired action or right action or whatever, however you want to
Yeah.
term it? What is that one action that
Yeah.
you can take that will get you out of the passenger seat and into the driver's seat?
Love that. Love
Yeah.
that. So
So
beautiful,
how
Lisa.
does that feel for you?
Oh, that just gives me chills. Yeah.
I'm still rambling because it's
Yeah,
spirit.
no, you're not rambling. You're downloading. I love it. You're channeling. Yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect. It's those are the moments that allow us to say, okay, I am not like I'm going to use my language now. Excuse me. When I was living out of alignment for so many years, and big pharma before that, and cancer research, I just didn't have the awareness that I was living out of alignment. I was doing what I was told to do, what I believed I should do, which was be a good girl and get a good career and get a good job. Good career, good husband, have some children, and I didn't realize what was beneath that. And so as a result, I lived so out of alignment. But then, after being bullied for 2 years and then getting to that place where, oh my God, like, why am I being bullied? Well, I had put it out in the universe that I was going to leave the industry to become a coach. And that's when everything started shifting in a negative way so that I could get out of that life. Right. And when I hit that rock bottom where I realized, oh my God, why is my life so crappy? And then I realized I put it out in the universe that I wanted to be a coach. And I had my aha moment. I call it my IBTT moment. I'm better than this. And I knew that something had to shift. And I knew that. And then I realized really quick, if I'm being bullied here and over here, who's the common denominator?
Yeah.
Me. I took radical responsibility. I had radical self-awareness and radical responsibility. And I said, okay, clearly I brought this on with my vibration. I'm going to undo it with my vibration.
Yeah.
And sure enough, all the books were shown to me that I had to read. Abraham Hicks and Marianne Williamson, and I forget Dr. David Hawkins, Power versus Force, right? So I realized that my vibration was so low, and that's why I got bullied, and that's why I was a crap magnet, and that's why I struggled with depression, anxiety, panic attacks. And then when I got to see how freaking powerful I really was, and The Secret, of course, that was the other book. When I got to see how powerful I was, my whole life transformed. Those people stopped bullying me because I stopped bullying myself. And I saw the gift in them treating me so badly because I had to leave that inauthentic life. I put it out years before that I was going to be a coach one day. I didn't know how it was going to happen. Well, if I hadn't been treated that badly, guess where I'd still be working right now? Big pharma.
Yeah.
So how grateful am I for those two bullies that forced me to learn how to love myself, honor myself, love my vibe, as I like to say, and to leave that inauthentic life behind to live my truth. Today, I don't work a day in my life because I'm completely aligned authentic, fully self-expressed. So my God, Lisa, I could not be more in alignment with this conversation today than I am.
I know, right? And
Yeah.
I was listening to another podcast, Dr. Benjamin Hardy, and he was talking about the peaks and the valleys, right? And your valley is what got you out of that valley and onto the peak, right? Because if you didn't have that valley of those bullies and the corporate bullying that you experienced, and your marriage and all of those other things that you had, if you didn't have that, you wouldn't be at the peak, being able to share with others and help others.
Exactly.
And we talk about Hal Elrod. I'm going to toot his horn again this morning because I just heard a quick little synopsis. He always puts it out before his weekly podcast. And he's talking this week about surrender and not having attachment. And I think that's the big thing for us too, right? Is
big aha for me today. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Surrendering to this process without any attachment to how it's going to look or how it's going to turn out. The how isn't about us, right?
Yeah.
It's just surrendering to all of this. And what he said was, and I quickly wrote it down, the greater the adversity, the greater the evolution.
Yes.
And that is what we are here for, to evolve, to grow. That's our, Wayne Dyer says our soul has two purposes on this life, to evolve and grow. That's it, to expand and grow.
Yeah.
And so the greater the challenge you have, the greater the adversity that you get through this, that you get out of this, that you've got some big purpose in life that you are going to teach others and help others. We don't go through it for nothing.
No, right? Exactly. And I have a team of people that want to help the world right now. They're using my platform. And you know what thank you, Lisa. That was so beautifully said. And you know what my coach AG says? He says that when you drop, like when you go to a dark place, right? Like the adversity, you actually go back up double where you were before, right? So let's say you drop, by 1 point, you go up 2 points, right? So it's like, so those of us that have been to the darkest dark are here to experience the brightest light ourselves and then bring others to that bright light too.
I agree. And Danielle says, completely agree with that. It happens everywhere I go too. It's because we cause towers, my opinion. Expand on that a little bit, Danielle, what you mean by that. I think I know what you mean, but I don't want to put words in your mouth. And then she said, surrender is always my hard part too. Yeah, it is surrender. As I wrote to Hal this morning, it has been my life's lesson with everything.
It's true. Surrender is everything.
It is such a huge, huge lesson. And I remember
Oprah talks about that. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I remember even in the last 7 years and going through all of this, and my dad had died and my stepmom went to go see the medium, and the medium said, well, he keeps saying Lisa will have everything she needs when she surrenders. And when she came and gave me that message, I'm like, if I hear that freaking word one more time, I know, but I don't know how. And there's that how again. And I write about this in the book. The how isn't up to you.
Yeah.
All you need to know is one step. What's one step that can help you surrender if that's where you're at? What is one step that can help you get out of the valley if that's where you're at, right? One step. That's it. One simple step. It's not multiple steps. It's chunking. I like to, that's my word from school, right? Chunking, helping kids understand a little bit more. But it's like adults. We need to have things chunked because otherwise we get overwhelmed. And I know me, I shut down and I'm not doing it. Yeah. That's just the way it is. I'm too overwhelmed. I'm not doing it. So now it's just one simple step, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. But it's just a different way of saying exactly what you said. That's what I thought. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that, Danielle.
Thank you, Danielle. So what do you think about that? The surrender and not attachment. You talked about that.
Surrender is so important. And there's always more layers to surrendering, taking off more layers. Like I thought I've surrendered a lot in my life. Like when I was at my rock bottom and I was ready to die, unless I had a way out, that wasn't drugs, that wasn't therapy. Again, no disrespect to anybody that uses those modalities. For me, it was going to be something different. And that's why I had to go there. And so I surrendered a lot. I would have never got what I got had I not surrendered. And I literally was ready to check out. So that space allowed me to have the grace. That space allowed me to have the grace to receive the Love Your Vibe miracle mindset. And so I know all about surrender, but then there's times where I have to surrender more and surrender more. So when you think you've surrendered, you've got to surrender more. So recently I've been doing the Miracle Morning. I've been told by a few people, but I think it was you who really inspired me to go out and get the book on Audible. So I listened to it. I've applied it. I'm actually doing it with one of my clients. So every morning we're each other's accountability buddies and we say, done, in WhatsApp. It's really cute. And, so what I realized is I've been doing this Miracle Morning and I've been shifting, like literally my vibration is getting higher because of this Miracle Morning practice. It's so cool. Honestly, I have a morning practice in my program and I believe that Hal's is even better than mine. So this is what happens. Yeah. This is what happens when we have new things that come our way that can replace the old, like use it, So some people might actually resonate with mine, but then others will resonate more with Hal's, right? So right now I'm resonating more with Hal's than even my own. Okay. Yeah. Go figure. But the
I can tell you why that is too, but that's okay.
Why is that? Why is that?
Because our brain, it's habit forming, right?
Yes,
so we talk about this in our program as well, Leap Into Your New Life. And in module 6, we do talk about, creating a new morning routine. Yes. And that even includes like you and I need to switch up our morning routine after so long because our brain, it becomes a habit for our brain, which is a good habit, but we also want to expand those neural pathways, right?
Thank you.
So that's why. So this is just
he's expanding me. Yes. I love it. So this is why all modalities matter because you can start with one way, but then you keep up leveling, right? So right now I have up leveled my Miracle Morning to Hal Elrod's, the Miracle Morning, right? So anyway, it's working really well. I'm super excited because I get to wake up every morning and do this. And I just find that I'm more successful, even talking to clients and getting new partners to collaborate with. Like, I think I'm just showing up a lot more calm, like a calmer energy, like calm yet empowered energy. And so anyway, there was this woman that was looking to hire me a couple of weeks ago. And I sent her my contract and, kept following up. Hey, did you have a look at it? Can you sign off on it? And she just wasn't responding, right? She was incommunicado, as we say, right? And I'm like, what's going on, right? And I was starting to tell myself all sorts of stories and, kind of putting her down like, hey, how dare you? You're a really high level business person. She's a bit of she's a rock star, right? Like, why are you doing this, right? And I was starting to, kind of have in my work, in the work that we do, my team and I do, I was started having like a power under her, like almost like a victim-like energy around her because it's like, why are you doing this to me, right? Right. And then that made me want to have a power over her, which is like, how dare you? I was going to, write her, hey, this is not professional. I sent you a contract. You should be, signing off on it. Anyway, I wanted to do that, right? So from feeling power under, I went to power over. I was going to do it. I didn't do it, but I was feeling like I wanted to. I was feeling really frustrated with her and whatnot. But the thing is, I don't know what's going on in her life. And I can have compassion for her. I can have power with her. Wherever she is, I can have power with her. And I'm not attached. I literally let go of it. If this woman does not hire me, I'm good. There's lots of other people I'm meant to serve. I let go of the expectation that I needed this client. I don't need anybody. Yeah. I've literally got everything I need inside me and the right people will find me. Yeah. So today I went to that place. So here's what I wrote, okay, in my journal. I'm just
self-awareness.
Yes. So aware. So here's what I said. So today I woke up with a definite shift in mindset regarding this woman's incommunicado. I went from feeling angry and frustrated with her to a feeling of equanimity and surrender. And I didn't even hear about Hal Elrod's podcast, by the way. This is where I was today. I'm not making her lack of engagement mean anything about me. I was feeling power under and therefore wanted to assert power over her. Because that's what we do. Victims bully and bullies feel like victims, right? Yet I feel something has shifted as I've been doing my Miracle Morning practice. I'm experiencing a definite shift, power with, and let them mindset. That's something that this amazing woman, Mel Robbins, she has this beautiful, Have you seen the Let Them?
Yes, I have. And I've seen her live as well. So yes.
Oh, cool. Okay. So Mel Robbins has this great video. If you want to Google it, Mel Robbins, let them, check it out. And she talks about whatever people do, let them. If they don't want to invite you to their party, let them. If they don't want to hire you, let them, right? So she talks about surrender with people, right? Because a lot of us are used to being in control, and we are, that's how we feel, valued and in control. And we are, a lot of us are, control freaks and perfectionists and all of that, just because that's a trauma response, right? So this is what we need to unlearn and be in a better space, right? So that let them is a powerful concept. So I'm experiencing a definite shift, power with and let them mindset, which feels really, really good. I'm super grateful and truly blessed for this powerful shift. Thank you, dear God. Today I called my higher power God. Thank you, dear God, for all the goodness you have bestowed in me. I can see how meeting this person and having it all unfold exactly as it did happened for me and not to me.
Perfect. And see, you needed that experience right there to remind you of surrender and letting go and not having the attachment.
How grateful am I to her? Yeah. She actually gave me a bigger gift than hiring me because I got to get this insight.
Perfect. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? So, you know what? You look at that adversity that you had and you created something magnificent out of it. You're out of the valley and you're on top of the peak again. And I think that's the whole thing. Valleys and peaks are always going to be there in our life. They don't go away, right? We're human beings on the planet. Unfortunately, life isn't all rosy and sunshine and whatnot, right? We have to go through those peaks and valleys. And another thing Hal said right after what he said there to do with this is the quality of your life has less to do with what's going on outside of you.
Exactly.
And everything to do what's going on inside of us.
Because we look to other people to validate us, hiring me, right? Like I'm looking for validation to be hired. How about I show up energetically in a way that I attract maybe even better clients than her because maybe she wasn't even ready to do this inner work. And that's why she hasn't been in communication. And that's why she hasn't signed the contract. Who knows, right? But that's her stuff. And it doesn't have to affect me and how I see myself and my value. I don't need that outer validation anymore. Like I need oxygen, right? So it was just a reminder of that because I have done a lot of work of shifting that needing outer validation. Like that's why my marriage nearly split 3 different times, right? I used to need outer validation from other people. Like how awful is that, right? But when you're in it, you don't even realize it, and so now that I'm on the other side, I can say, oh my God, right? Never going to do that again. But again, these things keep coming up in different ways till you really finally get it. So, maybe I'll get to a place where that outer validation from clients, from other people doesn't mean anything to me. Maybe not. Maybe I have more to do, but I really think that I'm going to get it in this lifetime, if I haven't already gotten it. And those of us that get all the lessons we're meant to get for our soul's journey don't even have to come back to this earth school. We can go straight to nirvana, or however you call it, heaven, or, eternity, right? I do believe all our souls, this is just my belief, end up in eternity together where we've done all the work and now we cleared the karma and now we're up here forever.
So we don't have to come back to earth.
We don't have to come back to earth to get more lessons. Yeah.
Because sometimes I don't want to ever come back to earth again. I say that
to do the work so you don't have to come back to earth.
I know. I say that to my mom in my darkest times. I'm never coming back to this earth again. Who signs up for this?
So many teachers, right? So many. And we choose our parents, whether, we believe it or not. When I told my son he chose me as his mother before he came to earth, he just looks at me with the side eye, right? Because my son's all science and, all logical. Prove to me it's true, right? But I do believe he chose me. And I believe he chose me because he's got a really big purpose and he's actually unfolding as he's supposed to. And, he chose me. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I think I would probably, now that I'm sitting here now, I devoted in my book a whole chapter on surrender because I think it's worth an entire book.
I love it.
I put a chapter in it.
Cheers to that. Yeah.
Yeah. But I also think under radical step 2 in what I've, call. I mean, everybody might call it something different, but under step 2, radical responsibility, I think is surrender. I think surrender falls under that category because you had to take radical responsibility for what you were thinking and feeling around this client. And then you had to surrender. That was part of responsibility. Surrender. You don't know her life story. You don't know what's going on in her life right now. And it doesn't even matter what's going on.
It doesn't matter.
This was about you. So you took responsibility. This was about you. You got the lesson and now you're out. And the other thing I was going to say to that is it's just another layer of the onion.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all it is. And every single time you peel back another layer of the onion, you've evolved that much more.
Yeah.
So think of it like that, right?
Amen. Amen. Yeah, it's true. Like AG says, when you fall, you go up twice as far. And that's what allows us to evolve.
And I think of that too with the money stuff, because so many of these experiences that I'm writing in my book, funnily enough, revolve around money. And I'm like, wow, I'm here again. I'm writing about it again. But you know what? It's even deeper this time. And I'm not where I was 5 years ago or 10 years ago. Or, I'm not that same person. I have evolved. I have grown. And it's going to just get deeper and deeper every single time. And I truly believe that. I do.
Yeah.
And like you, I believe I'm meant for more.
Yeah, absolutely. I just got a download for you, Lisa.
Oh, yes.
Spiritual money teacher. I feel like you're going to be a spiritual teacher around money for women once you're totally on the other side. You're still working to get to the other side, but on the other side, you're going to be a teacher on money mindset. I feel that.
I can see that. I can see that. I really can. Because another piece of that is, I wanted to write about that and forgot. So I'm just going to write something quickly, but is the money mindset is taking medical responsibility and buying myself a budget book in January and writing down every little cent. I never did that before.
Oh, good for you.
Never.
Good for you.
I decided that
I don't think I could do that. So I bow down to you.
This year I decided this is what I'm doing. It doesn't matter whether I'm in a negative balance at the end or not. That wasn't the point of it. The point was knowing exactly.
Awareness. Awareness.
Everything. Awareness. And so
awareness is power.
I did this and I followed through every single month. So
awesome.
I'm going to give myself,
Lisa.
That is a change. That is something I've come through. I don't no longer, that doesn't make sense, but I don't look at it anymore and feel fearful. And oh my God, I can't look at it. So I turn away, which is what I did for you. So I look at it. That's self-awareness. Okay.
That's amazing.
I knew I wanted to write about that and forgot. Yeah.
Oh, great. Yay. Oh my God. So many ahas today. Yeah. I love it. So I just invite everyone who is struggling right now with something. Can you have that moment of surrender and realize you're better than this? Have your IBTT moment and go, you know what? Do I need to keep struggling with this for the rest of my life? Or can I do something about it? And if you decide to do something about it, you know what? You can reach out to me, to Lisa, to anyone else that you don't have to do it alone. You can lock arms with someone who's been there and take your life to the next level, right? It's hard to do it on our own. I spent so many years trying to figure it out on my own. If I could go back, I would have chosen someone to work with a lot earlier. And I didn't, but I'm a coach now and I believe in coaching and we
also weren't meant to, because
I wasn't meant to.
Right action was there for us. That would have been made clear to us. And it wasn't, we weren't meant to. We were meant to figure a lot of stuff out on our own to start. So,
for sure. Yeah. And others don't have to struggle as long as we did because we're on the other side. So come on over. Beautiful. We got cookies.
I love it. That's awesome. That's awesome. Oh my God, what a great show. And thank you, Danielle. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for jumping on.
I love that you jumped on with us. I really do. And I know there are people that will be watching later. So please, again, hit #replay. And please jump over to our YouTube channel. Danielle, if you haven't already jumped over there, like, share, subscribe. You never know who could use that channel. So please share it if you feel aligned, on your Facebook or whatnot, because we are trying to get this message out there to everybody that you are worth more, that you do deserve more, and you are here to make changes on this planet as well. So thank you. Beautiful.
Yes.
Well, my beautiful sister.
Yay.
Let's.
Can I just do a quick little sound blessing for everybody?
Yes, please do.
Yeah. Okay. Really, really fast. Okay. So I just ask Spirit to bless every single person that is watching this live on replay. I ask that they realize their true, authentic power that they can choose for themselves. They can surrender to know that they are here for more. They're better than anything they're going through, and that their vibration attracts their reality. I ask that everyone go deeper into their inner work so that they get to live their best life, aligned, authentic, and fully self-expressed. And I thank you, Great Spirit, for allowing me to serve, co-serve with my beautiful sister, Lisa. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. So beautiful. I love your sound blessings. Okay. Well, beautiful ladies, thank you. And until next week, we will see you again and have a beautiful week. Bye for now.
Mwah.